Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here, and we are in the living room of my new house. As you can see, I have a dual install again. They aren't identical fans because I already put up the 85 Zephyr thinking it was an 84, and so I messed that part up, but this is a 1984 Casablanca Zephyr. I have two of these, and they both had these stencil blades on them, but they were flipped upside down. So unfortunately, one of these had balancing weight adhesive residue on them, and I did have to get that off. But these have, I guess, antique oak, I think is what these would be called, stencil. Casablanca changed their antique oak so many times over the years that it's a little hard to remember what the finish, what it looked like, I should say. But regardless, these are matching blade finishes and matching fans otherwise. The only difference is this actually has the original IntelliTouch electronics in it. This has RMM1 or flick mode IntelliTouch, and the one running in the background has RMM4, which is when the second generation of W32 electronics. So I have this on a W31, as they call it, which is just a W32 that can't be three-way compatible. Just because I wanted to keep the same look between the two fans, and also I kind of like the W32 design more. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do demo mode with this. Switch is all the way over here. Because it's flick mode, the light's gonna turn on when I press the power button. And the beeps are not as loud on this one. The fan in the background is very loud. The pitch is really weird. I think the buzzer's going bad. And now general settings, starting with the light, which of course turns on automatically. Okay, and the fan on speed 1. Bearings had to de-stiffen themselves a bit because I haven't used this in a long time. I want to say at least 2019, I think, is the last time I had this fan installed. So it had been sitting for a while, and unfortunately between moving and stuff it did get a little scuffed up on the finish. I don't remember it being like that when I got it. But when you have so many fans, it's really hard to control what happens, especially when you have people helping you move stuff and they're not as careful. So it is what it is. I guess it tells a story. It's probably going to stall out based on the, it's getting slower, so it's not going to last very long on speed 1. Here's speed 2. It could be a combination of the bearings and the BFR. I don't expect it to be able to stay on speed 1. Most IntelliTouch fans, when their boards are going bad, that's an indicator, I guess. But it also can be bearings because it's such a slow speed. But I'm really gonna have to run this thing more to get the bearings less stiff. Because it looks like it's gonna stall out on this speed too. Maybe. Yeah. Wow. That's rough. I guess it's still moving, so I haven't ran this in so long, and I'm gonna probably leave it on high speed overnight. Here's speed 3. That looks like it has more power, but it looks like it's about the same speed as the fan behind it, which is on speed 2. So definitely a little stiff still with the lower speeds, but it holds its own on high speed. Yeah, that's basically going as fast as the other fan is. That's sad. It'll get better, I hope. If not, I have another one and I can put that up and see how it's doing, and if it's also bad bearings wise, I can either swap the bearings or just do a motor swap. Either way. I think it just needs to be ran more and get heated up because this hasn't ran in a long time. I did have it installed in my bedroom in my childhood house, but again, that was so long ago now. Here's speed 4. I know that this was the one I installed because I believe these came with long down rods, if I remember correctly. And I put a 1987 to 1996 era, what they call the Hang True 2 down rod system on it, where if you're familiar with it, you take the ball off. Comes with a 3-inch stubby down rod that you can't take off, or the only way to take it off is the 3 screws on top of the motor. And then if you want to get an extension, you take the ball off and you get the 3/4 inch extension from Casablanca and slide it over the stub. So I used to call these the Casablanca stubby down rod before I knew that it actually had a name, and it's called Hang True 2. I only know this because of a technical bulletin that I have in all of my catalog collection from Casablanca from 1987, stating the change in the mounting system from the older sleeve style where they had a 1/2 inch pipe with a 3/4 inch sleeve over it, or a 3/8 inch pipe. Yeah, it's like a 3/8 inch metal pipe with a decorative sleeve over it to make it look like it's a 3/4 inch down rod. I hope it figures itself out on these lower speeds because I'd like to be able to use it without worrying about it. Here's speed 5, but I guess we'll see. Hopefully it's not the board, although I wouldn't be surprised. It is the original electronics. 1984 is the second year of IntelliTouch, although it was the first official advertised year of IntelliTouch, because at the time of 83, and 83 came out like mid-year to late 83, so they offered Slumber Quiet fans, of course, during that year, and IntelliTouch at the same time. And they did make a broadcast. For some reason, they interrupted all of the broadcasting for 83 whenever IntelliTouch came out to demonstrate it for a little bit. And I've actually worked on 1983 IntelliTouch fans, so they do exist, although if you're going purely by the catalogs, then you would think that 84 was the introductory year, but that's not true. It was 83, and it was kind of a soft-ish launch. It's kind of like the Mustangs, the 1964.5 Mustang. And here is 6. So, yeah. I think maybe the BFR is a little iffy based on how high speed actually is perfectly fine. speed-wise, but the rest are kind of sluggish. That's a little bit of a bummer. I don't think I have any spare RMM1 BFRs. They are different, unfortunately, than the RMM2, 3, 4, and 5 BFRs are. So sourcing them is harder. So I might actually swap this out, potentially, just to see if the other one is any better. But I'm gonna give this thing a chance first, just to see, and then I'll make my decision later. I wish these fans were exactly in line with each other, but I guess they wouldn't be centered in the room if they were. So they are a little off, but it's still really cool that you can look at both of them at the exact same time. And if you're sitting underneath the other Zephyr, you can also see the kitchen fan, so you can see all three fans, and that's pretty cool. So, anyways, I'll let it spin down. This thing wobbled horribly when I installed it, and as per often, it was just because the two worst blades were right next to each other instead of across from each other, and I swapped them, and now it doesn't even wobble at all. That, folks, is why I love 4-blade fans. They are so easy to balance without needing a balancing clip. Almost always, not like 100% of the time, but maybe 95% of the time, I've had just complete luck just moving a blade over, and then it's done. I don't even have to do any clips, nothing. You'll never get that on a 5-blade fan, ever. So if you want to balance those, you got to use the clips. And the reason I didn't want to is because if there's ever a time where I don't want to use the stencil side of these blades, but I still want these blades, I don't want to have to put weights on it and mess it up. Definitely still needs to get the bearings a little bit sorted. That was a kind of a quick spin down there. But anyways, I think this is freaking awesome. I'm absolutely thrilled with how this install came out. I do wish that the K4S that I grabbed pointed the lights down a little bit so it would match, but I don't know where the rest of them are like that. I thought I had more, but I've also, moved things around so much that maybe I have them and I just packed away somewhere, or maybe they got left behind. I don't know. What's bothering me still is I have no idea all the parts that I'd left behind, and so I'm sitting here like, great, is that one of the things? I don't know. Or maybe I brought it and I just put it somewhere and I can't find it. There's a lot of things that it could be. So it is a little bit different in that sense, but they're fundamentally the same fans otherwise. If you stayed this long, I'll go ahead and take this off the tripod for you and show you. Beautiful stencil. They are a little different from each other, but they are the same sets. It's just the way that Casablanca was doing stuff at the time. Like, I mean, that's how a lot of their blades were. It was more natural because these are actual wood blades, like fully solid wood, no veneer, nothing. So they didn't even, I think in like 1985 or 86 or so, they quit doing that. And they went to veneers. Or maybe that's just when, in 89, when they went to the rounded tip. But there is the tag, right there. And I am filming on my phone again, because again, I can't upload it from my, I really don't want to, I should say, upload from my computer because, or my phone, using my camera, because that's just a lot of Wi-Fi transferring. It's going to take forever to do that when I could just film it on here and then upload it instead. And there is the kitchen fan. I am 3 fans away from being able to do my ceiling fan tour, but you've already kind of figured out sort of the layout, I guess. But I still think it's worth doing a tour, especially for the outside fan. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am really happy with how this install came out. I'm glad that everything worked out well. I will probably have the other 3 fans installed by the end of this week. That's the plan anyways. And then whenever the house is empty, I will make the video of everything because I need it to be empty, obviously, to film it. So I'll see when that opportunity comes in. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more, because I still have more to do.